Hello there, and welcome to BiteSized. Today we're making these French onion thyme bombs. This is one of those dishes you make a giant batch of, you serve it at a party, you set the plate down, turn your back, and they're gone. Which is a little disheartening because they do take a minute to make, but honestly, what's a better compliment than a stampede of partygoers fighting over scraps? Now, there are a few layers to this recipe, but please don't worry, they're very straightforward and totally worth it if you're looking for a very special food experience. We first start with our onions. Get these onions down to their birthday suit and give them a good chop. People hate chopping onions because it can make you tear up. I get that. My dad had a really clever trick for this though. The key to dicing onions so that you don't cry is by not getting emotionally attached. I'm adding a little olive oil to my pan and sauteing my platonic onions at high heat to start, eventually lowering the temperature so they won't burn. I may not be emotionally involved, but I don't want these to burn either. While those are cooking, I'm going to start prepping my potatoes, as they are the base to this recipe. In a pot of boiling water, add flake salt. I personally love flake salt because it's the salt I most identify with. It's flaky, it's salty. Stay salty, my friends. Then in go our potatoes. I was trying to be careful but ended up burning myself. Much like using the shower after my fiance without adjusting the water temperature. Let these boil for about 20 minutes. I usually use baby gold potatoes for this recipe, but all we had were these even more baby potatoes lying around. What's smaller than a baby potato? Fetal potato, embryo potato. Definitely calling these embryo potatoes. As soon as you start to see your onions brown, we're going to hit this with 2 shots of soy sauce followed by half a cup of brown sugar, giving these onions a very supportive but completely friendly stir. You'll start to notice a very sweet smell. That's how you know when these are ready to be placed into a bowl. Followed by salvaging our potatoes from the bottom of this salty pot of water. Let everything cool down. Hey! I said let everything cool down. Everyone's in such a hurry today. We're going to chop our potatoes in half and then meticulously scoop out some space for our onions. This is why I normally go with baby potatoes. They're small enough to still be bite-sized while still being big enough to take a scooping from an ice cream scoop. Do yourself a favor and get the right potatoes. It will make your life a whole lot easier. I'm giving these a small brushing of olive oil, followed by a light salting, and then crisping these up in the oven at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. Ooh, speaking of thyme, let's harvest some thyme. I used to hate separating thyme until I learned this trick from Gordon Ramsay. Take a single branch of thyme, put a little bit of pressure at the end, and pull in the opposite direction that the thyme leaves are growing in. It takes a little practice, but it is so satisfying when you get a nice clean stem. Now let's make our bombs. FBI, if you're listening, not that type of bombs. Add onions to each potato bite. Now everybody share, top with some mozzarella cheese, and cook these for another 8 minutes. While those are back in the oven, I'm slicing up some Monterey Jack cheese. Each bite gets a bit, followed by, you guessed it, some thyme. And then one more time in the oven, and these are good to eat. I mean, serve. Yeah, I meant serve. I wouldn't eat these by myself. I also wouldn't then run to the store, buy the same ingredients, come back home, make them again, and say I'm shooting a YouTube video, right? That would be so silly. If you like this video and like some more recipes just like this, please give me a like and follow. Your support means the world to me. And thank you for watching. Oh, and one more thing, and this was kind of unexpected. So this was my first YouTube video, and I'd like to dedicate it to my first niece, Emma, who was born today. Emma, welcome to the family. I really can't wait to meet you.